the game plan for the OKC Thunder, because they got absolutely torched by the Lakers shooting the lights out, especially early on in this game.
Hmm.
By halftime, the
Yes,
game was pretty much over, right?
no question.
But they were happy. Well, I don't know if they were happy, but their game plan is they would live with Chet getting switched onto Luca on the perimeter and Luca knocking down step back threes over him or making plays for his
Hmm.
teammates, so on and so forth. It was a very switch
Hmm.
heavy defense, which we've seen from
Yes.
the OKC
Hmm.
Thunder. But
Hmm.
what I said to my friend was, if these two teams match up in the playoffs, I don't think this is how it looks. I think
Hmm.
we're at a part of the season where coaches don't want to show their hand, especially
Hmm.
given that OKC seeding is locked up. I
Hmm.
don't think that they would run that same defensive scheme against the Lakers if they were to match up again in the playoffs. I know some of what the Lakers did, they kind of took from the playbook of the Dallas Mavericks when they had Luca and they beat the OKC Thunder in the playoffs. They did a fantastic job. However, I watching that think surely 64 and 14 OKC Thunder have got more up their sleeve when it comes to
Hmm.
facing the LA Lakers than just what we saw in last night's game.
What we know is playoff basketball. We talked about matchups. We know it's about matchups. We also know it's about adjustments and being able to make adjustments. And so even if OKC was planning to play that way against the Lakers, you have a game like this at the very end of the season, be it a regular season game, where you saw that that coverage wasn't as effective. That doesn't mean they won't go back and try it to some degree, but I'm sure it's in Coach Dagnall's Rolodex now, his mental Rolodex. Okay, this is what they did to us when we switched Chet Holmgren. I saw him switch Isaiah Hartenstein onto um, Luka Doncic. Um, did not work again. And they shot the lights out. Look, the Lakers shot 55% from three, 63% from the field. If a team's going to shoot that good, Mo, I don't care how well you play
Yep.
defensively, you're going to lose that game.
Yeah, yeah.
But what we know in a 7 game series, that's not realistic. Those
Mhm.
shooting numbers won't be high. You're just going to lose that one particular game. So now this for sure they're going to be, and I mentioned this last week. In the regular season, your game prep or coach's game prep that they're giving to the players is a 1 or 2 sheeter about personnel and tendencies and what they want to run. When you start the playoffs, you're getting an encyclopedia-sized book about your opponent.
Mhm.
So you're going to know any and everything that they do, and the team that is able to play their best when being pushed to play to their third or fourth option of doing things, a lot of times is going to come out on top because what you do best is really going to be focused upon and be by your opponent and be taken away a lot of the time, and they're going to force you again to your secondary and third and fourth options throughout a series. So whoever does that best a lot of times ultimately wins the series.
It was also interesting, you could tell that JJ Redick put a lot of thought into the game plan for this matchup in particular. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander didn't attempt a free throw in this game.
Hmm.
The way they played their defense, they heavily zoned up their bigs. They
No
really wanted
question.
to stop the OKC Thunder and Shea in particular getting attempts at the rim. They would live
Hmm.
with, the quick closeouts to the shooters.
Hmm.
And every time you get a baseline drive, they'd bring the weak side defender to prevent any shot at the rim. So the game plan for the Lakers defensively was perfect. But this is why I said about showing a hand is now if these two teams meet in the postseason, the Thunder know what defense to expect and what the Lakers
Hmm.
want to do because it worked. The
Hmm.
Lakers don't know what the Thunder will run defensively because this one clearly didn't work, and they're going, as you said, to adjust to what's going on.